Commissioner Mason will lead us in the pledge, and Commissioner Collins will lead us in the blessing. If you would, please stand.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we're thankful for the opportunity to gather today. Blessing and favor over them. Pray, Lord, seek righteousness, walk humbly, all things. Give us wisdom. In Christ's name.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
All right, thank you very much. Just a few housekeeping things real quick. On the budget calendar, you have it that we're going to start the budget hearings at 1 o'clock. We need to change that to 11 a.m. This Thursday, and we'll get to the departments that we're going to call in here in a minute. And also, we normally meet on the finance committee meeting usually meets on the first Monday of the month, but we need to change that to May 9th, which should be a Friday, but at the same time, 11:30. If you can make those changes, I'd appreciate it. All right. So, going to our agenda, and we have our announcements. Welcome, everybody. And Mayor Davis, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The only thing I have is your credit card report, and very quickly, fire, assessor, sheriff, mayor, EMA, and juvenile are all good. They've all done what they were supposed to do. The only thing I have except the budget amendments.
Thank you, Mayor. Any questions for the mayor? Seeing none, going to the budget amendments. And the next item on here, the first budget amendment is from Bradley County Road Department. Insurance recovery at $18,473.75, increase in her revenue, increase in her expenses, and it's going in there. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented? I have a motion from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Going on to the next budget amendment, sticking with Bradley County Road Department, $122,422.44. She's decreasing the expenses, increasing the expenses on capital outlays. This is for the new trucks and salt spreaders. We'll chat about her budget here in a second. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented? I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Collins. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Moving on to the next budget amendment. Also with the road department, the increase in expenses by $11,900. Increase in expenses going into unemployment compensation. Moving funds to cover the charges of $11,900. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment from Commissioner Mason? I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Sticking with road department, increasing expenses of her fund balance of $831,102. And there's no on the other side of that. This is just from what I understand, I chatted with her. Mary, I think they did you as well, that the auditors are asking for this amendment to be put in here as an adjustment to their fund balance on the overage. Well, it's not even an overage. That's not right to say that. But anyway, this is satisfying an audit requirement. I have a motion to accept the amendment. I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Moving on to the next budget amendment, also with the road department, decrease in expenses by $20,000, increase in expenses is putting money into overtime. I believe this is some overtime because of the 2 ice storms that came in or something like that, where they had to come in on the weekend. Anyway, she's got enough to cover it of $20,000. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Mason. I have a second from Commissioner Slater. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. That concludes the road department. This is from the HCI, from Lori. This is the 996.25 that we chatted about. Basically getting money into the expense line to cut that check. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Mason. I have a second from Commissioner Collins. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. This one's from the Mayor's Department, 1,750, decrease in expenses from 399, increase in expenses on the utilities of the same amount. This is Farmers Market, Urbane Road Recycling from the budget. I guess they had a little bit more cost on electricity than budgeted. I have a motion from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Now into the finance, decrease in expenses of 7,000, decrease in the fund balance by 3,000, and increase in expenses of 10,000. So you got that 7 and that 3 for the 10. But these are legal services for the deductibles for lawsuits. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented? I have a motion from Commissioner Mason. I have a second from Commissioner Collins. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. And there you see the invoices. If you have any questions about those, get with Crystal whenever you get a chance. Sticking with finance, $1,000 decrease from 599, increase 331 legal fees also for the deductibles. Although this deductibles looks low. I have a motion to accept the amendment. I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. And there you see the invoice and the documentation. Next budget amendment is coming from Human Resources, decrease in expenses of $3,000, increase in expenses, so it's basically moving money from one line to another, from unemployment over to testing. I'm assuming this is the drug testing that they do when employees come on board. Yep. All right, do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Collins. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. This is coming from Judge Collins, General Sessions, decreasing the fund balance by $400, increasing the expenses by the same amount for dues and membership. And you see the description right there. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Mason. I have a second from Commissioner Collins. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Moving on to the next budget amendment. Misdemeanor probations. I don't know about this one. He is increasing his revenue by 15,000, and he is increasing his expenses, so it's money coming in. So the 15,000 of revenue covers obviously the 15,000 expenses on electronic monitoring. I have a motion to accept the amendment from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Slater. Rich is here if we have any questions on it. Do you have anything you want to say?
Started with 10,000 in the budget, not knowing that the new law had went into effect about domestic violence. We added 30, and then we added 15, so we've added a total of $55,000 in that expense line item. And to date, through Friday, we've already collected 69,000. So
69,000.
we're not losing money on the.
Good. Commissioner Slater, please.
Share with them, I was in Rich's office a couple of weeks ago about the couple, even if there's a couple that both of them are involved in domestic issue, they both have to have ankle monitors.
But, yeah, we had a couple, husband and wife, that law enforcement was called out, and they both got charged, and they both had to have a GPS on, and they both were going to still stay together. But that's the way the law.
So,
If you're charged with it as a condition of your bond, you have to have a GPS on it unless the judge puts down an order that you're not a threat to the victim.
that was like something from As the World Turns. I know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Luckily, the case didn't go on real long, but they were both charged with a GPS.
I have a motion and I have a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Thank you, Rich. All right, now into parks. He is decreasing his expenses by $1,000, increasing expenses, so it's money from one line to another. It's going into other equipment. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Getting to EMA, Management Agency, he is, okay, yep. Decreasing expenses by $22,317.12, and he's increasing by the same amount. And this is going for a vehicle purchase. I'll get a motion in a second, then I'll ask the mayor a question. I have a motion from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Slater. Mayor, don't you normally want new vehicles in their budget request, which is, I thought about this the other day, or is this already in this current budget for this to happen?
No, I
I
would
was-
rather it be paid within the existing budget. That
Sure.
way it doesn't have to be in the request, which is what he's doing here.
And he's got another one right after this for $12,992. We'll take these up together if that's okay, because they're basically, if you're not going to go for one, you're not going to go for both of them. And he's basically moving money out of 504 into the same line for vehicle purchase of $12,992.28. So we'll take those together. Do I have a motion to accept both these amendments together? I have a motion from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Moving on to the next budget amendment, Health Department. She is increasing her expenses and decreasing the fund balance by $9,875. This is for our purchase order, whatever you're in needs. Okay, I remember this, yeah. I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. EMS, he is decreasing his line 338 maintenance and repairs by $68,629.19 and increasing expenses in motor vehicle. So he's also buying a new vehicle.
Right, and it's very similar. He's doing it in the existing budget with some unneeded money instead of doing it in a budget request.
Okay. I have a motion to accept the amendment. I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Passes, no, got it all mixed up. But it passes 5-0 nonetheless. All right, sticking with EMS, increase in revenue and increase in expenses of $142,650. This is for the grant for those devices. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Slater. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Got that one right. And there you see the supporting documentation, the contract. All this stuff in here we asked not to be in here. That takes us to page 39 as it's written up on the top right-hand corner. Still staying with EMS, $150. He's decreasing expenses from debt service, or debt collection, I'm sorry, not debt service. Increasing expenses of dues and memberships of $150. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented? I have a motion from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Moving on to the next budget amendment. Now we're with fire and rescue. He is increasing his revenue. He's increasing his expenses by $500. And he wants to put it in other supplies and materials, $499. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented? I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. And there you see the check. Sticking with fire and rescue, a whole whopping $5, increase in revenue and increase in expenses. I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented. I have a motion from Commissioner Collins. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, say no. Passes 5-0. There you see the check for a whole whopping $5. Now we're with the Bradley County Sheriff's Department. She is decreasing her expenses and increasing expenses, so it's moving from one line to the other. She's moving from a deputy line to equipment. Ugh. All right. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. And with the sheriff's office, in decreasing expenses, also from a deputy line. So that's a lot that's coming out of those salary lines. So you must be doing well. Increasing expenses, data processing equipment. I have a motion to accept the amendment. I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. All right, staying with the Sheriff's Department. Decreasing expenses from 106 out of the jail account and moving it to data processing. Yep. Of 110, I'm sorry, yeah, 110,000. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. All right, staying with the sheriff's office, increase in revenue, increase in expenses, so it's money coming in of $118,900, and it's going to $599, which is interesting that they're going to put it there. Motion to accept it. Go ahead.
599 is the line we created this current year to pay those things that the contract doesn't pay for. And it was a guest line, so it's running short, so that's why she's putting it there. Right. The medical contract now doesn't cover a lot of things, and that's what 599 is for.
I'm sure the audit. All right, do I have a motion? No. I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. Sheriff's Office, increase in revenue, increase in expenses by $1,015, and it's going in at $399, coming in from the city of Athens. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment as presented? I have a motion from Commissioner Alford. I have a second from Commissioner Collins. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. And there you see the check from the city of Athens. Bradley County Sheriff's Office, increase in revenue, increase in expenses. This is a donation for the new dog. Two of them together, we'll take them up as a package deal. $1,500 on this one.
It's actually three.
Three of them. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. And the next one is $500, and the next one is $1,000. So that'll take us all the way to page 55. All right. Take those three together since they're on. Motion to accept the three amendments together. I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Collins. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. That takes us to the next budget amendment on page 56 as it's written up there. Increase in revenue and increase in expenses of $396.80 for the sale of scrap material. I have a motion to accept the amendment from Commissioner Mason. I have a second from Commissioner Alford. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Passes 5-0. I'm sorry, Commissioner Alford. Oh, yep, we're coming back to dogs. I went too fast. My bad. I have a motion and a second on this amendment, right? Yeah. Did we vote on it? Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next one.
For all service.
And then we get into services rendered, and you can obviously take a note where she puts the non-government vehicle maintenance and communication. And we'll take the rest of these to the end of the packet. So we have a motion, I'm sorry, do I have a motion to accept the amendments as presented? I have a motion from Commissioner Slater. I have a second from Commissioner Mason. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say no, passes 5-0. That concludes the budget amendments. Moving on back to our agenda. And today is according to the calendar, when finance will request certain elected official or department heads to come in this Thursday to get a better understanding of what their budget request is. So this is open floor. So we'll just go down the line of who you would like to call in, and Lori will work with them and get them scheduled. Commissioner Alford, I'll start, if you don't mind, with you. All right. Parks and Rec, if you'll let Andy know. Sheriff's Department, thank you. No, just Commissioner Collins, Sheriff's Department has 3 accounts. I'm assuming it's all 3 or just which one is it? Sure, thank you. So get that. So that'll be Sheriff, Jail, and Workhouse. All right. Commissioner Slater? Commissioner Mason? All right, and myself, if you'll ask that the library come in, and I did talk to them. We can schedule them right at 11 o'clock. Because Keith Barrett is their financial. He's now, since Calvin Bishop's off the board, Keith is time to. He has something he has to do later on there, so he appreciate it if we started him off with him. Then EMA, Troy Spence, the fire department, Chief Stewart, and that's all I need. I think I understand what EMS is doing on theirs. Yeah, they come in May. You guys are coming in May. And in fact, you have a meeting this Thursday as well, right, with your school board? April 24. For those who didn't hear, since she basically said that that's when you're going to present your budget when you and Dr. Cash present your budget to the school board. Is that the night that they vote on the budget, or is it just you present and have dialogues? May 1st, 5-1. And then they come in for a budget hearing at one of our work sessions, I think the following Monday. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And that's where we really get to ask you some questions. Very good. So, Lori, you have everybody, if you'll repeat that so we make sure everything is good, and we'll wrap this up. Good? It makes sense good. All right, we're going to start at 11, so that should be good. All right, that's it. Mayor, you got anybody? And that is all we have for the agenda. Any other business? Oh, welcome, Alan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss you there. Just part of the family, right? And communication from the audience. Oh, I'm sorry. Who could I possibly be bad at? I looked over there. Commissioner Alford, please. Please.
unless they're out of line. Well, they go to various departments. The departments usually do that. You would assume they do. The ones I can only talk about courthouse, things like that. If they're in line with where we were at last year, then that's about all the review we can do, really. If we get one, like one of them recently, that's like double of what it was last year, then it's a question. But unless they're out of line, no. That kind of makes sense. Not much you can do about it if it's not out of line. I don't remember that one being questioned. I don't think so. Is it electric or water?
Nobody's here. I I thought it looked awful out of line. That's why I was asking the question. You know. I think there's like 5 different electrical meters there at the park, and
And just one of them was doing that.
just that one. I think it was a softball complex. I'm not sure, but it was astronomically out of line with for the rest of the year. It was the whole year is like 3 times more than normally monthly rent was or rental was, whatever. Anyway,
I'll check.
just a question. I'll show it to you tonight, Mayor. I've got the copies that will show it to you.
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing, sorry.
I'm good.
Yeah, okay. You just mumbling? Okay. Okay. We'll be here. All right. So, going on to the next thing, our next meeting will be the budget hearing. Remember, it's not a voting session, so it's just a chance for us to talk to the elected officials, the department heads about their budget requests, but there's no voting, from this committee, this Thursday at 11 a.m. We will have lunch, by the way, on Thursday, and you got your orders in. All right. There's nothing else. Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you very much. See you.